Last thing, LL, if you're the GOAT, I bought GOAT, by the way. I actually, you signed that album when I met you. I
My
have it
man,
signed at my house still, framed.
that's hilarious.
I had to rip the cardboard because it was a cardboard CD. It wasn't like a jewel case, so I had to rip it to frame it. But
I remember that.
if you're the GOAT, who's your GOAT in hip hop?
Oh, in hip hop?
Yeah, like obviously, if you're the greatest of all time, who's the greatest of all time's GOAT? Like, who you think is the GOAT? If it's not you, in your opinion, who's the GOAT?
I understand exactly what you're saying. So here's the thing. Like, here's the thing about, I just want to like kind of qualify it. See, a lot of people, and a lot of people have different criteria for that.
Right.
Most of the time, it ends up being something about wordplay and street records. Like, that's usually where it ultimately lies, because most of the people that vote and think about that are a lot of males and guys, and they think about it that way, right?
Right.
I was raised in hip hop before all that, even before that, right? I mean, I became a fan when I was 8 years old. When I was 8 years old, I was listening to tapes of the Cold Crush and the Treacherous, and before there was records on vinyl. And then when it came to vinyl, I was listening to all that too. So I say that to say this. I look at a whole package. Like, Run DMC is like the greatest hip hop group. They're unbelievable and groundbreaking. And you have to, in order to put it into context, like, when you look at these artists, right, you don't compare a Model T to a F13, F18, or F whatever, F35, whatever, what I'm saying? You don't compare a Model T Ford. You don't compare the Wright brothers, what they built, to a jet fighter.
To a Boeing.
You look at where the Wright brothers came from.
I think it's the same way about basketball. Like, we go back to the basketball comparison. It's like you can't compare Wilt to Embiid. Like, it's
exactly
different
because Joel. Exactly. So my point, I say that to say this, because remember, everybody that came after everybody had the luxury of being influenced by the people that you're comparing them to. So ultimately, it's like compound interest on ideas and philosophy and approach, right? If this person has one person form, he gets the benefit of learning from one. It's like the youngest sibling. The youngest sibling learns from all the older siblings. The older sibling only learns from the parents.
Right.
And if they're brilliant, then maybe they can learn from the younger siblings. Right. But there's very few people that allow their minds to be flexible enough to learn from those who come after them. I'm actually like that. But it's rare. So to me, man, like, when I look at Melly Mel, I look at, the Fury Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, and I look at the Treacherous 3, and I look at Run DMC, those are great acts, man. Those are like, because they've made something out of nothing.